Ben Tankard here, Full Tank Podcast. Welcome. Listen, you've heard it takes teamwork to make the dream work. I've experienced that. And I have two team members who have been helping me in my music career for the last 25 years or so, who are experts. And they also have been inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame in their niche as marketers, promotions people, and entrepreneurs. Give it up as we welcome to the podcast Eboni, Funderburk, and also Benita Bellamy Kelley, who are knocking it out the park in their niche. Please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. You are enjoying the Full Tank Podcast, sponsored in part by Faith Words. Want a taste of my best-selling book, The Full Tank Life? Go to thefulltanklife.com and pull down a free sample chapter and order the book.
Today, my friend Ben Tankard has become known as the Godfather of gospel jazz. He sold millions of albums, pastors a church, travels the world sharing his music. Like with Ben, God is working behind the scenes, lining up what you need.
Thank y'all so much for joining the Tank on the podcast.
Thank you.
What's been going on in your life?
So much.
Girl, living,
Right.
growing up,
Mhm.
having
Life is
children,
Mhm.
raising children.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we both moms. We do it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you mad now.
Woo. Lord Jesus. How,
That's a blessing.
home is, of course, home is your first ministry.
Mm.
So, home is my full-time job first.
Mhm.
And that includes being a mom, although my mini-me is turning 30. And then I have bonus children who are 10 and 18. I got a dog. And so, the married life and home and just trying to navigate all that, that's a job in itself. So that's my first full-time job. And then the rest kind of falls into place.
Mhm.
Wow. For those who are just tuning in to the podcast, Eboni, what is your business?
So I'm EFG Promotions and Consulting, and it is a marketing, brand development, promotions company. I deal with radio promotions is my forte.
Mm-hmm.
But I work with indie artists and labels, hire me in to work their artists to radio, do some marketing. But a lot of independent artists tap into me as well to help just curate a well-rounded marketing team for them as well.
And you, talk about your business.
Oh my. Like Eboni, I work with a lot of independent artist labels, primarily gospel music and, of course, jazz. Ben Tankard. And mostly, I am labeled as a marketing company. I kind of do everything that falls under marketing. And if I don't do it directly, I am helping to navigate or lead a team that is doing that. So a lot of times I will act as a label, although I never want to be called a record label. I'm not a label, but I do a lot of the label work. So marketing, PR, publicity, promotions. I used to do radio. I don't do it as much. That's her job. She does that great. But there's still some elements of radio that I do. And we also do some development because there's still a lot of artists that need to be trained and need development because they are kind of clueless. And I'm just gonna say it, they clueless.
Mm-hmm.
So and we're in such an independent world that they need people like us to help them navigate this thing called music business, because a lot of times they don't know. But I do that. I facilitate anything from helping an artist even get signed to a label to getting distribution, and work with labels themselves. Not just music, but I also work with authors and pastors and churches. I help with events and things like that. So all things kind of faith-based and multicultural marketing and PR. That's what I do.
And how many years have you been doing that?
Ooh, long time. This will be 26 years.
Wow. And about the same for you.
Yeah, 27
Now,
this year.
you've worked with me on my records from way back with Tribe of Benjamin and
Yes.
the instrumental stuff. And then you were the ones that walking the red carpet with me whenever I got nominated for something. So she's been my publicist. She's been my radio promoter. So I owe this mansion to you all.
Oh, come on, man. Well,
and
wait,
it's
do
a
I have
nice
a room?
mansion.
Do we have rooms upstairs?
Yes,
Rooms?
and I'm gonna just give it to you, give you the keys, and I'm gonna also give you the payment book too.
Then again.
Yeah, that's on beat.
But much love to you all for being here on the podcast, and thank you for the contribution that you've made to the Tankard family. Because every time somebody buys a Ben Tankard book or a CD or watches the Thicker Than Water reality TV show, anytime you participate with anything that has to do with the Tankards, you allow me to invest in my favorite charity, feed my children. So thank y'all for being on the podcast. And I mean, Full Tank Podcast is all about your niche, but also all about the comma, what's coming next in your life. So I want to get into the weeds as to what you've been doing lately. I want you to name drop. We want to know who you work with, who you love working with, who you wouldn't work with again.
Ooh.
No, I'm just playing.
Okay, let me see my list. I think I wrote my list down right here.
So name drop for us. Who are some of the people that you've been responsible for helping get their craft to the next level?
So at Verity, that's John P. Marvin Bishop has commissioned was on that.
Mhm.
You,
Kirk.
Kirk. Well, Kirk came in a later iteration. Vanessa Bell Armstrong was on that label. Who else was on it? It was a ton of people at Verity.
Yolanda.
Yolanda was on that label.
Mhm.
Vicky Winans was on that label.
Yep,
There was a lot of artists that we were kind of farming at that
Mhm.
time because we were the number one gospel label in the world
Mhm.
when I started working there. Then I went over to EMI Gospel. I picked up where Benita left off with Smokie Norful.
Mhm.
Then I worked with Donald Lawrence.
Now, when Verity bought out Benson and Tribute, the record I was label I was working with, they tried to get me to move to New York. Did they try to get you to move to New York?
No, because we had a Nashville office.
Got it.
Provident.
Why they was trying
It
to
was
get
me
to
and
New York?
Clyde. Me and Clyde and
Right.
Tina Stevens
Right.
and Stacey Merida. There was a few of us down in Nashville, so we never had to. But I love the New York parties, though.
You know, if somebody said, Tank, I'll give you $1,000 to stay out of New York for the rest of your life,
You would?
I would say, how you want your change?
Wait, you would
Because
give
that's
them
too much
change?
money.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You
I'm
ain't got to
with
pay me
you.
to stay away
I'm
from New
with
York.
you.
I'm country.
I don't do New York well. I
I'm
don't.
from the
It's
woods.
busy, it's dirty, it's loud, it's smelly.
Now it is dirty.
I'm from
but-
the wood. I'm talking squirrel, coon,
Chicken,
hamburger helper with no
all that.
hamburger.
I'm from the country,
Florida.
too.
I'm from the woods.
So that's just noodles, right? Hamburger.
New York folks flipping each other off and
Well, they are
all
kinda
that
mean.
traffic.
It's too much.
Whenever I went up there to meet for the next record, I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
It is mean. Everything is small. Everything is very expensive.
And expensive
Yeah, I
and cold
understand that.
and small.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And the brats are big.
The
right?
rats are giant.
Yeah, I get that.
Now, neat, I'll call her neat.
Yes,
On all
Neat.
her, whenever she sees an email from me that starts with neat, that means just don't check nothing else. Tankards in trouble.
Yeah. Paul, stop.
Neat.
Time for bed.
Give us your list.
Ooh. I started at EMI, like Eboni said. I was at EMI, and we had people like Darwin Hobbs, Sharon Riley, and Faith Corral out of
Mhm,
Canada.
mhm.
Donald Lawrence, Tri-City Singer, Smokie Norful. We snatched Bishop T.D. Jakes
Right.
and the Potter's House Choir. I had Aaron Neville.
Ah.
Lamar Campbell, a bunch of great records. From there, kind of left gospel for a minute, went to performing arts, my background, but got snagged by a secular label and worked in reggae for a couple of years in DC and
I
worked at
remember that.
Sanctuary for a record
Mhm.
label that did reggae. And we had people like Still Pulse, Luciano, Bunny Wailer, Gregory Isaacs, all the legends.
Mhm.
And then I came back to Nashville to E1 Light Records, where we had Coco, Zael, Judy McAllister, J.G. Harrison, and Youthful Praise. So I worked all those, and those were all radio days. After I left Light Records, started my own and started working with the Ben Tankard, Molly Music,
Yeah.
the Wardlaw Brothers, Earl Bynum.
You took the whole East Coast. You just took everybody from up
I
there.
did. I had a bunch of choirs, Miami Mass Choir, Shalom City of Peace. I mean, It was a gamut, a kind of artist, and it was really great. You know, it's good to it's great to go from learning with an artist like developing Smokie, who nobody knew, and being on the road with him for 2 or 3 years. And then even when I was at EMI, we did some of other labels like CeCe Winans label, Pure Springs at the time, Forefront, Sparrow. We worked a lot of records in conjunction with each other. But all of that I apply to, you know, what I know now, working with independent artists.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is so good, because you're behind the scenes and people don't understand that they see people's best foot forward on social media. They see the filters. They see half of what they see is really not true, because, you know, we all the guy on the Wizard of Oz behind the black curtain, pushing our own buttons. You know, that's what a filter is. You back there pushing the button. You know, you don't want to see these people first thing in the morning. Before the filter come on, you know. So, but you guys have been back there behind the scenes, making us great, making artists great. What was the pivotal moment in your life when you realized, I'm anointed for this? I am a kingpin of this. God has made me a champion of this. When was that pivotal moment you knew you were supposed to be doing that?
I think for me, it's when I went to EMI Gospel, because I had been working in the Verity system for, I think, about 5 or 6 years at that time. And I was in a cubicle.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Larry Blackwell, who was working there at the time, actually got recruited over to EMI Gospel as vice president. And he reached out to me and said, hey, there's a promotions position open here. Would you consider coming over? And at that time, I wasn't sure that I had the chops, because I wasn't on the road with the artist. You know, I was just in that cubicle, faceless person on the phone, you know, on the computer. But I had all the relationships because I was constantly calling people and talking to people. And I went ahead and decided to make that jump, you know, to my boss's demise. They didn't like that. But when I went to EMI Gospel, that was an opportunity for me to really stretch my wings and see if this was something I really could do. This was like my proving ground. And I think the moment I knew I had something good, we were working. Kiara Sheard had just gotten signed to the label. It was Kiki Sheard. And there was this record called You Don't Know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Love that.
And I was in Detroit, Michigan. I would never forget this. And Clyde Duffy, you said drop names, said to me, that song would never get played.
Wow.
And it ended up being the #1 song in the nation and the most played song at gospel radio for that year, 2004. And
so you're
to me said,
you realize you were the song whisperer.
Come on, song whisperer. I like that.
Well, you know, that's hilarious, but it's all about relationships.
And you're young, you're vibrant,
I was
you're
very
beautiful, you're talented, full of charisma, but you're really old school in your marketing, I mean, and your promotions approach, because I know you, I've been studying you for years.
Absolutely.
You know, when she hit the phone and said, she's not just going to say, can you play Ben Tankard's new single? She's going to be like, is Frances out of high school yet? Girl, she is. I can't believe I saw her. I can't believe it. She knows every person, their children, what they're going through. So that old school approach makes it to where when you call people, even if the song wasn't going to necessarily get played, because they know you in that relationship.
Right. Well, and you know what? I have to credit that to Jeff Grant, who has already passed, and Clyde Duffy, because even though it was very hard to sit in that cubicle and sit under Jeff's thumb, because Jeff was hard, Jeff was hard knocks.
Jeff could impersonate a mean person.
Jeff was.
Jeff would scare me. Jeff used to scare me to death.
Yeah. I mean, listen. And then he was funny as all get out. Right. And he was very honest and in your face about he was that New York.
No filter.
It's New York.
It's that New York. But I learned so much there. You know, I could not throw away all the pruning that happened in that season. And that really created Eboni, because for them, you know, Jeff had worked with all kinds of, you know, mainstream labels, all kinds of artists, Shaka Khan.
Secular.
Yeah. So he was cut from a different cloth. And that is what he was able to pass down to me and to Clyde and in his own way. They were more like brothers. I was like the little sister
Right.
that they were very protective over. But just to be able to sit under that and learn, and that's kind of part of the reason why I cringe about where we are today in gospel, because there are so many people that didn't get the opportunity to get mentored like we did.
Right.
It kind of like skipped a whole generation of us that was coming up and went to some of the ones under us, and we never got a chance to mentor them. So they're kind of out flailing in the wind. But yeah, I mean, that was when I knew, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Got it. What about you, Neat? When did you know this is it? I'm not going to be at Shoney's. I know I'm a good cook, but I am not over for eggs and fries no more.
I'm be at Ryan's. Honestly, Ben, I've had so many moments like that because I've also had a lot of challenging moments that have really challenged me to really know that this is where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. Because it can be hard. This industry can be like rough on you.
Yeah.
And what I tease now, I quit usually every 6 weeks or so, but I come back. But
you quit every 6 weeks. Stop it.
I come back. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done. I quit.
Is it the personnel that's on your nerves or the job?
It's a combination.
Yeah.
Because people can be challenging.
Okay.
And even if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're doing it in excellence, you're doing it with integrity, you're doing it with expertise, they can still just be challenging. And still they just ain't good enough. So there's challenges. And I think for me, so many aha moments and so many moments to say, okay, God, this is where I'm supposed to be. One, because I quit and I came back. Really, I quit. When I left Light Records, I was done.
Yeah.
I did not want to do it ever again. And I set out for a year, and God had to tell me, no, I need you to do this. So one, that was a confirmation because I really wasn't coming back to music. I wanted to do something else. And, I kept just every day, God, I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I supposed to do? Because my heart, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm just, but he kept at me and I came back. But there are, small victories every day that keep me in it and that make me realize, you're called for this. And then one person said, I think it was Roy Cotton, name drop. He said one time, and a couple of people have told me this, for me, and this is in my Bellamy Group season, that I do the same work that a label does. And even if it's an independent artist, I treat them as if they're an A-list artist. And I can get them on the same platform as I can get any artist anywhere. And I treat everybody equal. And sometimes I have to remind myself about that because sometimes indies don't get, they get shade. They don't get the respect.
Right.
But I also know that God has elevated me, not just me doing all the work, but he's elevated me to walk people in places that they would never get in without me. And so that's a thankful part of this job that I have. And that keeps me in it and going.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so good because this industry is so thankless in so many ways.
And in this industry, I don't think you ever work for anybody. You work with everybody.
That's
because
true.
Tomorrow, they may own your company.
True.
Once you get used to somebody, they got bought out by somebody else who got bought out. I mean, how can they afford to buy them? Yesterday that was his boss, and tomorrow. I mean, it's so confusing, and so it's almost like Washington D.C. in politics. You better vote for who you're looking at in the mirror. Yeah. Because that's who you can depend on.
Right.
We're gonna get in the weeds with these girls. You're in the hangar with the tank down in the podcast studio. Or the airport, the lobby, whatever you want to call it. But I got my girls here. We're going to get into the weeds when we get right back on Full Tank Podcast. This segment sponsored by Sirius XM Watercolors.
Ben Tankard is Sirius XM Watercolors with PJ Faulkner, and he has got quite the combination of talents. Let's see, as you just heard, he is a musician of the highest caliber. He's also a pastor, a former pro basketball player, a reality dad on TV, and a pilot. And you may have seen him at the Seabreeze Jazz Fest last month. Next up for him, the Steel City Jazz Fest, mid-June. Ben Tankard. He's got 2 thumbs up for me on watercolors.
This segment sponsored by Sirius XM Watercolors. Thank you to all of our sponsors. The Faith Words Creflo Dollar Ministries, Destiny Center, also Triple B Brand, the Ball family. Thank you guys for hooking the brother up. Love y'all so much. And just came on Gatorade. I like the zero because my wife won't let me have no sugar. Well, physical sugar she give me, but she won't let me have any sugar in my drink. So Gatorade, thank y'all for help sponsoring the podcast. Girls, thank y'all for being with the brother.
Absolutely.
And we got Ebony, we got Benita. Let's get into the weeds. What part of your journey that really you really felt like giving up and it was traumatic, and you just need counseling or friends or whatever to get through it? Let's get into the weeds. So we talk about the good stuff, but let's give me some garbage.
Y'all ready for this?
Not the garbage.
Give me some garbage. I'm your brother. Tell me the truth.
Y'all ready to hear
What
this?
can you not stand about your industry?
Ooh.
I'm looking at Benita. You go
But
first, honey.
You know what? Let's just dive in.
Go
Come
ahead.
on.
Go ahead.
Let me dial it. 'Cause I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Let me just dial it in.
Let's get
What is it about gospel that makes people think that they shouldn't pay for the services?
Oh.
See, that's a whole different thing. Which one you want? You want to do the heartache?
Whatever. Yeah, because
we can do both.
sometimes the heartache
We
is
talk
the
about
money.
it all. Right.
Talk to me.
Ooh. And I can be real transparent. Some disappointments and some heart aching moments for me in this 26 years. There have been several, but on a repetitive thing, what really frustrated me about our industry as gospel is being a single woman in the industry and how I was treated sometimes.
Oh.
We're just gonna do it because it got to a point, especially when I was at EMI Gospel, because I traveled a lot. I was on the road with artists. I mean, sometimes it was just me and the artists. We gone cross country. It got to a point where I was getting so many propositions that I had to start traveling with another male person from EMI. And that's real.
Wow.
I got to a point where I can't take. I mean, I'm flattered, but I need y'all to quit trying to come to my hotel room. I don't want to go to the bishop's chamber. I do not want to do
Not the bishop.
No.
Not the bishop chamber.
I do not want a private meeting with the
She
bishop.
looked at the camera for that one.
I do not. I'm not interested. All of that. And that's real.
Wow.
That's real. And for me, it was not just disappointing, it was hurtful. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying, I've done everything right in this industry. I have not. I'm a very human person and I made some mistakes. But that got to a point where it was heartbreaking that I have to worry about if somebody gonna be trying to grope me at the radio station.
Wow.
Just because you think you can touch me?
Wow.
No, I don't need my song played that bad.
Wow.
Take it off air. Take your hands off of me.
Wow.
And that's real.
Come on, Ebony. Come on.
You all want to know.
Yeah. Come on.
Girl, you know my heart say.
We sitting here cute and we all traveling with the people, but you don't know what we've had to deal with behind the scenes. And that's some of the real stuff that happens. And then I have to turn around and get up at 6 a.m. and put a smile on my face and travel and be great. But I've just been harassed.
Wow.
In the name of gospel music.
That's crazy.
Ebony?
Jesus. Woo, that's a lot. I mean, you know what? It's so funny thinking about what you're saying. I think for women in this industry, sometimes we get numb to the advances. Like for me, I wasn't touched because I would have touched back. But when people flirt, because they do, I'm always like, okay, girl, all right. I don't say girl. It depends on who it is, though. But, I might say, okay, all right, you funny, you being really funny. And I kind of brush it down. But I know that there are other women who deal with the same thing.
Absolutely.
In our industry. And that's really sad. And actually on several sides of the fence, not just in gospel. I think one of the things that was really been heartbreaking and disappointing for me sometimes is the lack of integrity in how we do our business. And, I think for a lot of times people are wanting to be number one or wanting to be popular or wanting to win, or have success. And I'm air quoting that because success is relative.
It is.
You can, have the appearance of success and ain't got a dime to your name. You're not making any money. You're not monetizing your music or anything like that. But you look like you are successful because you've paid for the number one or you've
Yep.
paid for
Spend all your money on number one.
Wow.
paid for the spins, paid for the streams,
Hold up.
paid for
They still doing that?
They still do.
Sir.
I thought that was old school stuff a long time. They
Sir.
still doing that?
Sir. So back to what I was saying. No, but that's what really is heartbreaking for me because, you know, for me, I really love Jesus for real. Like I'm serious about this. And part of the reason why I've been in it so long is I feel that what we do is partner, like you talked about partnering, that we're partnered in ministry with you as an
Absolutely.
artist.
Right,
If
right.
we're making investments of our time, our talent, we're sacrificing because when we're with you, we're not with our family.
Right.
Right?
Because it's more than just getting on the phone and saying play the record. You have to
Right.
take the person to the station,
Right.
to the
Traveling.
store,
Right.
traveling. Yeah.
We are doing a lot behind the scenes. This is part of the reason why I say I feel like it's a thankless job. So you have to really know why you're doing it. If this is what you're called to, then you can do it with a level of success and understanding and fulfillment there. But it hurts me when I see artists in this space of gospel who are saying, oh, I'm doing this because I want to profess Jesus, when really they're just doing it to be the next it, to
Right,
be,
right.
I know we're supposed to worship Jesus, but really worship me because
Right.
this is why I'm trying to be a star. And I'm not saying that you can't attain some sense of stardom. I mean, CeCe Winans, what I gotta say, you know, she's doing great. Right. But one thing I love about CeCe is that behind the scenes, she loved Jesus for real.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what she does, she measures everything up against what she believes the word is saying, what God has said to her about where she's supposed to be in this season. A lot of artists that we have are biblically illiterate. They don't go to church. They don't sit under. I could go
no
on
clue.
about
Wow.
this, but this thing breaks my heart because now we're seeing statistics that are saying the second largest group growing in our community are the nuns, N-O-N-E-S, not N-U-N-S, N-O-N-E-S. People that are atheists, people that are into ancestral worship, people that are doing Christ consciousness.
They're talking
people
to the
that-
universe.
People that
the rocks, and
Astrology.
They're praying to mother and father. You know,
Wow.
that's the second fastest group growing. Well, while we're diminishing on the Protestant side, they're growing.
That's
So people
good.
are leaving our community because they're not finding fulfillment here. And the people that we're propping up on these platforms are not even committed to Jesus. So when they mess up, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I'm just human. It's what I'm supposed to do. No.
And they're the people that other people see. They're on the platform.
They are there.
They are the first representation of Christ
Yes.
that some people will ever
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember Tara Griggs McGee told the story once about how back in the day at Verity, she, Ayala Van Zant they were looking to sign her on the label. And then they decided maybe we should wait on the deal, that kind of thing. And I think about 2 months later, she came out as a Yoruban priestess.
Right.
Which would have been really weird in this space if we serve Christ, but you're also saying you're Yoruban priestess, right?
Exactly.
I'm not trying to name drop. I'm just giving stories.
Right.
But my point is, I appreciated the story because I understood when we talk about those old school executives and that we do more than just track records. We actually, there's a whole craft behind this. We understood then the importance of protecting the platform.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like just not everything was getting up there. Just because you can sing doesn't mean you really should have this platform. Because when we're giving you this platform, we're amplifying your voice.
Right.
What voice are you representing through your music, through your lifestyle?
Right.
What are you saying and how is that communicating the kingdom? And so for me, that's where I hurt. I still bleed over this because I'm watching stuff happen on socials. Mess happen on socials.
Absolutely.
And I'm watching the threads.
Right.
And what people are saying and how they're responding to that.
That wounds me to hear you all say. I knew it was true before you told me, but just from a standpoint of a minister, I sit back and I look at all of these, not all, but a lot of these artists that really sell their souls for money, just for the notoriety. And I preach this till I'm blue in the face. Any musician or singer that can sing or play in more than one key, there's 12 of them, can do more than one business.
Yeah. True.
They have the root of creativity. Basketball, music, ministry, pilot, real estate investor, reality TV. These are commas that God added to my life just because I made myself available to him, and I didn't paint myself in a corner, because sometimes your passion don't feed you.
Sometimes. Right.
Sometimes your passion needs to be fed for a season, and when it grows up and gets strong, it may turn around and take care of you.
Yeah.
So in those moments where your promotions and your productions really didn't get the memo that it was supposed to make your mortgage.
Yeah, we didn't get some of those memos.
How did you feel in that comma? Because you could have compromised and said, yeah, you can touch me for the check. Just give me,
Right.
How do you stand firm when the comma ain't caught up with the banknote?
That's good.
And then we have a lot of artists who are trying to search for the comma in becoming, never mind.
Talk to us, girl. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Let me go there. Never mind. This is not about you.
Right.
I'm not saying this about you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed a lot of young people, young artists now, like the next step when they don't know what to do, they go off and be pastors or ministers of music.
Yeah, worship leaders.
And they're still doing the same. They still live in the same way.
Lack of character went to another occupation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I said,
Because you
I'm
can't
not
hide
talking
from
about
yourself.
Right.
Right.
You're right.
You just wreaking havoc in another
Right.
in another
place.
area.
And that's a danger because of the repetitive practice, and this, of course, this is not a religious podcast, but in heaven, there was a war. The praise and worship leader, Lucifer, he began to spend a little too much time in the mirror. And he'd say stuff like, man, I can do what God doing. I can raise myself to the high place. He kept on talking about the high place. And as a musician, he didn't have to sit down to the keyboard. He had instruments built in.
His body.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
He could actually play himself.
Yeah.
And that was just too much glory for one person. And he said, I can be the boss up here. God gets mad, throws him out of heaven. He's the only one he threw out of heaven. But there was a third of the angels that was so intoxicated by his music and his sound and his look that a third of the angels said, listen, I know he's going to hell, but I'll go with him.
I'll go with you.
And they came to earth with Lucifer. And that spirit is still here where that Lucifer spirit is saying, man, I'm more important than the pastor.
Right.
Yes.
Man, I can go to the high place.
Right.
And they're always church hopping because they want to go to the highest place and get the highest amount. How can you really get the word of God if you got 6 services to play at on Sunday morning, and each one has a different location?
Yes.
Yeah, and you hopping around.
Uber.
You haven't even finished the service. And you're on to the next
You're
one.
dipping out.
You just dipping out to get the check. Wherein, if you had another business that was paying your bills based on your talent, that creativity that you crossed over into another area, then you wouldn't have to hit 6 places on Sunday morning to pay one house note.
Are we not teaching our people in our community how to do these things and why that's important?
This segment powered by Big Baller Brand.
Full Tank Podcast from the bench. Here's the question. How does a man get over heartbreak that he caused?
I would say you got to find out why you caused it and then don't do it again.
Yeah, the first stage is admitting.
So you caused the heartache. It don't even have to be relationships. It could be your mom, your cousin, your best friend. How do you get over it when you know it's your fault?
Come to Destiny Center. I'll show you how to get over that stuff. Come to church.
This segment powered by Big Baller Brand. Visit BigBallerBrandInc.com for the latest releases in clothing, shoes, and more. Triple B, Big Baller Brand.
I think that mentorship, this piece, even like what you and Jewel have been doing, it's just amazing to watch from afar. We've watched years of y'all just build this mega empire. It is crazy.
Thank you.
But I think a lot of people just don't I think that's a community problem. I feel like that's an African American issue sometimes, that we're not showing and teaching each other how to really become entrepreneurs, how to invest our money, how to,
utilize the resources that you have and
Right.
expound your talents. And one thing, I was just at lunch today with a client, and one thing I asked him, what else do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be just music.
Right.
What else do you do? And this person actually owned a security company, which actually funded the music.
Got it.
Now I can work with you.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if we, and it doesn't have to be vice versa or that way, but if we, I don't know if it's part of, educating or utilizing resources. Just here, even in Nashville, there's so many resources and small businesses. And so many resources that are free. But we don't tap into it. And part of that is education. I always encourage artists, do you cook? Well, are you an author?
That's good.
Are you a philanthropist?
Yes.
Do you own a daycare center?
Yeah.
Do you, what else do you do?
So you dig for the commas.
I dig for it because for me, even as a publicist, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
And that makes them human.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just on stage. Well, what else do you do? Actually, I do it. I own a daycare center. Let's talk about
kids.
That.
Got it.
Let's all the little children's parents like gospel music, don't they? If they don't, now they're going to. But that part, utilizing more of what the artist can bring holistically in 360. Like, what else do you do? And even in this climate today, you're not gonna be a millionaire right off the cuff off of a stream. So
That's
you have
right.
to think about
Not at all.
of these, where is there other opportunities for revenue?
Yeah.
And it can be interwoven in what you do. One of my other clients, Dr. Mark Williams, he's an otolaryngologist, but he happens to do music. His ENT practice funds his ministry.
Got it.
You got to kind of think that way sometime. And that's what I encourage a lot of independent artists to do. Don't quit your day job just yet.
Don't quit your day job till after the second Grammy. Because that first I'm finna be messy now. I'm finna be real messy, and I'm expecting him to call me.
Because you can't pay me if you quit that day job.
I'm expecting him to call me. When I was the president of Tribute Records, I came up with this motto because the guy was on my label. So I came up with this motto to all the artists that I work with: do not quit your day job till after the second Grammy, because the first Grammy could be Daniel Winans. and Daniel was on our label, and Daniel was a better golfer and basketball coach than recording artist. Ask him today. Ask him today.
That's hilarious.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You're right.
It ain't no shame. I think people just should just be real.
Yes.
Honest.
And don't quit your day job.
Nope.
Keep on doing the music. Finance your music dream, because sometimes that first time people are just, like Milli Vanilli, that first hit, and then that was it.
And that was it.
So keep all those streams going. If you're on an elevator and you only got 30 seconds to give a spice of advice to somebody coming behind you that loves what you do, you only got 30 seconds. What's your strongest nugget that you can give them in your niche?
Everything's about integrity. I bank everything on integrity. If you're going to work, you don't have to work with perfection. You need to work with excellence. And there's a difference. You need to be the first there, last to go.
That's powerful. 30 seconds.
Again, integrity. That's how I've built my career, on being integral and working in humility, and keep the blinders on. Don't worry about what your neighbor's doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. God gave you an assignment. Focus on your assignment. Keep the blinders here and just stay with it. Stay focused.
That's awesome. Outside of what you do right now, let's as we round the curve for the final third of this podcast. You guys have been phenomenal. You're just so easy to interview.
Yeah,
You're just so smart.
Yeah. We good.
We good. We got this. Your next comma. You got a miracle pen and a fresh sheet of paper, and everything that you write comes to pass. What you going to be writing in the next few minutes? If you could write that out, talk to us about your next comma or commas. What you'd like to do that you haven't done yet?
Wow. Let me go to my vision board and see what I got. I really am in the midst of my comma. Because I've been doing this a while and mama's getting tired. I really have I've poured into a lot of people, and my focus is now, as I'm getting older, starting to pour back into myself. And that does include, instead of traveling so much for work, it's traveling for me. Yeah. But I play piano. I put my musical career on pause to help everyone else. So I really want to get back into playing more. Whether that is just, back at church, because I used to play at church, if not, or to record, who knows? But I play. So I want to get back to playing for me and for God and, my own personal worship on piano and wherever that takes it. I did write a journal, a book, or a devotional book. I want to write more books. I want to write. And I've got a lot of information in me. I need to get it out. And a lot of my time is cannibalized by me helping other people. So I want to be able to, I've asked God for time for me to empty myself.
Got it.
And get it out while I'm here. What knowledge I have, I don't know everything, but I've learned so much, and I have so many life experiences that people don't even know that I know will help people. So I'm looking forward to writing that and getting that out, and maybe doing a podcast or a TV show. I'm 56, but life is still it's almost like I'm beginning again.
Right.
I'm not putting a time limit or an age on goals.
You're not afraid of the pivot.
Oh no,
from a basketball standpoint. What makes a great basketball player is, we're coming down court and we've got the goal in mind. We have the shot that we want to take. But if the defender is there, we have to pivot because he's not going to move out of the way. And so like Michael showed us, LeBron, those guys show us that those guys that master the pivot, they can still obtain the same goal, but they have to do it a different way. Exactly. So even though we're 2.0s, meaning over 40 in the second half of our lives, whoever has the best pivot is going to knock it out the park. What's your next pivot? What you looking at, Eb?
I'm
other than modeling.
Come on.
Listen, I am moving into a different season of my life. I'm on my second child, graduating this May. And that was like, oh my gosh, she's graduating in May. And so it's about college. Then I have 2 kids in college, and I call the second half of this year is supposed to be my empty nester tour. So I plan on traveling. Empty nester tour, because I'm a single mom. I've been doing this with my girls since they were both under 2 years old when I separated and divorced from my ex-husband. And so I've been really giving everything to them and everything to my job. That's all I do is work. I can't even tell you the last time I went on. Oh, I know. I went to Destin. That was the last time I went on a vacation. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Jewel. But, this new season that I'm walking into, definitely, I feel like Benita here. I want to pour out. I actually have, first of all, I want to make my first $1 million. Let me just go ahead and say that before the end of the year.
Yes, ma'am.
My goal is to be financially stable so that I can do some things that I'm passionate about. One of the things I'm very passionate about is pouring into other people and equipping them to be warriors and go out and impact the world with their gifts. That's good. I think a lot of people just don't have, like I said, I keep talking about mentors, but I feel like a lot of people don't have someone they can sit under and say, how do I do this and do it well and do it in excellence, right? So I want to be able to do that. Of course, I want to get into some real estate and flipping, and I want to move out. I've been doing, like I said, radio promotions. I've been doing literally for 27 years. I've been in one little square area. I do it great. Thank Jesus for that. But I would like to be in the music industry and artist development, A&R, more of a creative space, but I want to do it without having to worry about somebody's paying a bill.
Right.
Because sometimes they don't pay the bills.
Right.
And so as a single mom and as an entrepreneur, you really have to think about those things. Am I set up to be free to move and be used the way that I feel like was created to be used in this next season? So that's what I'm looking forward to. I got a book. I got a few other things I'm doing.
I know y'all got books, podcasting, y'all. And I mean, there's women's ministry.
Yes.
And neat, you and I.
Oh, yes.
Whoever steps to our baby sister. Thinking,
right, because
they got to come through us.
Don't do it.
They got to come through us. But so, baby sister, let me ask you now.
Yeah.
What you looking for?
Ooh,
in
can
a
I
dude?
say?
Give us the requirement.
Yes. So my man. What I'm looking for, my man. What I'm looking for is. Now listen, I say fine, but fine is relative, right? It's what I think is fine may not be fine to the next person.
Right.
I'm into kind of nerdy people. I like men that have brains.
Mm-hmm.
I like men who are excellent at whatever they do. If they're a plumber, I just don't want you to be a plumber. I want you to own a plumbing business and have 2 or 3 people working for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an artist, if you're an architect, we need to see business.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to have a retirement plan.
Come on.
And I don't want any children. I've had my kids. I'm good. Let's be very clear. I don't mind marrying younger, but only by 5 years.
Come on, Cougar. Come on, Cougar. Cougar Christian Center.
All right. And then, I want him to be tall because I happen to be tall. I'm 5'11", flat foot. So I would like to wear heels. So that puts me in 6'1", 6'2" area. And then let me say this, and I am like for real serious about this. Outside of him also being a man's man. Not a kind of man's man, because there are a lot of kind of men.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
So I am serious about a man who loves Jesus.
Got you.
I'm serious about that. You don't have to be perfect, but if you're going to lead me, you're going to have a little crazy, and you're going to have to love Jesus.
I wish upon you everything that Jill and I have.
Yes.
Your sister is such a Proverbs 31 woman.
She is.
She rises early, puts her hand to the plow, all the scripture, the needlework. Her husband is known in the city.
Yes,
all that stuff. At the gates,
Say that.
She know how to twerk. She's a classy lady during the day, but when it come time, she can be a skank when she need to be. I need a skank when I go to bed. I need a slut.
This segment empowered by CrefloDollarMinistries.org. Understanding grace, empowering change.
Ain't nothing like Creflo Dollar to change our script, boy. He get us on the right track. Give it up for Pastor Creflo A. Dollar. Jewel has an anointing in her own right. She's a financial whiz. She's a woman of God. She can preach. She's the preacher. I'm the teacher. She has her own schedule. So sometimes I get to go with her to the big women's conference. And we're in the hotel. They give us the honeymoon suite. I don't want it to go to waste. So she's meditating, trying to get ready for the message. And so I want to, put on the Luther. How many Lutherans we got? I'm trying to flirt with her, and she said, honey, leave me alone. I got to preach to 4,000 women. I said, baby, I'm just trying to help you, lay hands on you. And so I kept on bugging. She said, honey, leave me alone. I'm trying to get into Jesus. I say, Jesus is in me. Don't that mean
bring your nasty tail in here. Bring your nasty tail in. She does it all. Then she get up praying in tongues. After all that nastiness, I thank God for it. So I wish a great husband on you. I wish you and my brother Kelly, a great life. Let me ask y'all this. Let me just ask y'all this before I let y'all go. I mean, I could keep y'all forever. But
Oh, wait, can I say this though
yes,
before you ask?
yes, ma'am.
And if there are any prospects out here, please reach out to Ben Tankard.
They already been reaching.
And-
DM me, and I will
right.
vet you.
They are going to
There's a
vet.
process to get
They're
to
gonna
her.
vet.
Me,
Thank you.
she don't know how many times they've been reaching. I just been the gatekeeper because I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
don't throw it right.
sir, you need both eyes. You need a job.
Right, both legs.
You need a job.
You need some vodka.
Right, and you need to have been born a man. All these things.
Need your birth certificate.
You know,
Both of y'all.
you got some
That's
sense.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
And I declare supernatural victory in your marriage, in the commas of your life. Thank you guys for hanging with me. But before I let you go, we got to hit this thing. Two things. The battle of the sexes online. And it can hinder someone's entrepreneurship and their work. The demands that women have for men and men have for women. I married Jewel when I was at the end of a second divorce, and I was famous but broke. And thank God she was a kingmaker. She could see the talent in me and multiply what was in me. I didn't have the cash. I had a name, some Stellar Awards, and a navigator. And it had a note that was $916.22 a month, and it was behind 2 payments. That's what I had when I married you.
He was coasting on glory.
Not coasting on glory.
And now we have homes in 4 states,
Amen.
investments in 200 properties. I'm worth
That's crazy.
about $10 million.
Amen.
But I'm the same guy
crazy.
that I was then, except I didn't have a kingmaker. So at what point do we have that divide to where he doesn't have to have all that, but if he has enough, I can come in and I can mix it up a little bit and I can grow this cat and I can do with him what Jewel did with Ben. Or does he have to be a finished cake?
No, absolutely. And, and for me, Kevin wasn't a finished cake. I'm not a finished cake, but we're finishing each other.
Yeah.
Because we both have strengths and weaknesses. And I think, we're still young in this. This is 7 years for us, but it takes that give and take. It takes very good communication. And each person has to be strong, but also willing to, willing to take the back seat in order for the one to be propelled for the moment.
Gotcha.
Right.
Because it's vice versa at any moment.
Yeah.
There are times when he's had to carry my bags and he's had to be Mr. Benita.
Got it.
And he had,
you Benita's husband.
And Bobby Jones
Got it.
Bobby Jones
so
called him Mr.
your guy's
Benita.
gonna have to be like, oh, you Ebony's husband?
Right.
Like-
and then there are times when I have to be the me. I'm not the Bellamy Group. I am Miss Kelley right now.
Yeah.
And it's all about this king of this castle. So it's as long as you understand that and that love can fuel that, we're on our way to being like y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jewel, she's got her own following. So sometimes when I walk in the room, I'm a nobody. And she's like Joel
Same
Osteen. People are like, oh, that's Jewel Tankard. Oh my God. Oh, you Jewel's husband? I'm like, well, what about my little records? What about my little plaques and records and things? But I'm never jealous of her.
Absolutely.
And she's never jealous of me. We look at life like this. When 100% a glass marries another 100% glass, and you get together, and you pour into each other, that's overflow. But it's one person half full, other person half full, you pour into that person. If they get full, you empty.
You're right.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
good.
next time around, sis, it's going to be 101.
Hey.
Marrying 101.
Yes.
Come on now, talk to me.
Yes.
Now, how, as you develop your legacy and moving forward in your commerce, how does staying relevant play into your dynamic and state-of-the-art equipment, AI, and all that? How does that work into what you all do?
That's good. Part of my job is staying relevant. And understanding the trends of the industry. And, this whole AI thing, I'm working on that. Just like as apps change every day. Technology changes every day. Now I'm enrolled in a Coursera course on digital marketing.
Mhm.
I'm not the boo-boo the fool thinking that, over 25 years that the world hasn't changed.
Right.
I can't do marketing the way I did marketing 20 years ago.
Mhm.
It does not work like that.
Mhm.
So for me, I am a continual learner. However, I can keep up with the trends, I'm going to do that, whether it's enrolling back in school.
Mhm.
I am a mentor to so many people, but trust me, I learn from my mentees.
Gotcha.
Because this new generation has a different way of doing technology, and they understand things. Some
Right.
things I don't get.
Mhm.
So as they are learning from me, I'm that definitely picking their brains about things, because time has changed,
Mhm.
and it is a full-time job to keep up with the trends and technology of not just music, but as our world is evolving, and if you don't evolve with it, you'll get
Right.
left behind.
That's
Right.
good. You have
Right. Yeah, no, and I'm watching, the impacts that AI and new technology is having right now,
Mhm.
changing the landscape of what I do, even in radio. I'm watching the layoffs. I'm watching the downsizing. I'm watching the consolidation of job positions,
Mhm.
because they have this technology coming in and changing. And so for me, it's like, okay, I have to make sure that if my mantra is you don't have to be perfect, you just need to work in excellence. Part of working in excellence is to always be open to learning.
Right.
And so that, just like you, I'm actually looking at, getting my master's. Why? Because if I want to be a professor at a university, which is another goal of mine, I have
Okay.
to have a
Yeah.
master's degree.
Got you.
So what am I getting a master's in? Well, let's take advantage of the new technologies coming out, digital marketing, whatever it is. Let's go ahead and get our hands in to understand what's happening. Also, I'm using technology to my advantage. If I understand that, the landscape of radio, for instance, is changing because of AI, what companies are coming in with AI? I'm also now looking at stocks.
Yeah.
So
I need to invest.
so AI is not going to replace people. People that know AI are going to replace people.
Right. Because you're going to,
that's good.
exactly.
That's good.
Because they're going to need people who know how to run these new tools and
Technology.
systems and technologies that they're implementing in, these radio conglomerates. I talk radio because that's what I am. They're going to have to know how to do those things. It's almost like a board op. You have to know how to run the board, right? So you might be syndicated in 12 markets across the country and have one board op. And that's less money that company is paying for those bodies in that market.
Got you.
Right.
Got
So
you.
if they have a syndicated show coming in and they syndicate on 12 of their markets, that's at least 5 people in each market that they do not have to pay.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got
This
you.
is how technology changes.
Mm.
So when AI is coming in, now you're talking about how they record commercials, how they put music into the system. Some of this is going to be calculated through an AI technology anyway. So what other things should you be learning in order to be that one person that's too expendable to lay off?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so that's what I'm looking at, okay, so I work on the other side of that, but this means that I'm talking to less people because in less positions people are gone. Right. So what does that mean for me? Is this time to pivot out of a certain portion of the music industry? Then what's the next pivot to? That's the common. These are the things that we really
That's
have to,
good.
especially with the new administration coming in, and they're talking about how these things are going to start speeding up. And I just don't want to see us left behind on that. So what does that look like?
Yeah. And for gospel, I hate to say it, we are usually the last to embrace technology.
We bring up the rear. Yeah.
The gospel, the church, the Black community.
Mhm.
We have to do better at embracing change and embracing technology. AI is not some outer space creature from another planet.
Correct.
It's software. Just think of it as.
What I see, and I'm just getting into it for the last year with Chat GBT. But if you can imagine, for those of you who are hearing this the first time, AI, if you can imagine, we all have this in our hand and we look at it 17 times per hour. And whether or not we call Siri, she's listening.
Right.
And you have Alexa at home and it's all kinds of names.
That's right.
These devices are always on. So if you can imagine, if every cell phone in the world recorded every conversation that was going on everywhere for the last 10 years.
Ooh.
And everything that has ever been posted on the internet, all this information went into one information source. And then you could call on that source to ask it a question.
Mm-hmm.
It would almost never have an I don't know answer.
Right, because it has been learning you.
That's ChatGPT.
Right.
To the point to where ChatGPT is just as much my employee as my partner here, our producer, Tassie. And sometimes she and I at the same time are talking to our employee ChatGPT because it knows more about the mics and the setup than we do. So if we get into a tight, we don't have to go back and open the book. We just say, hey, listen, we're trying to get Ebony's mic right. We're not getting the signal up. And it'll say, okay, have you done this? Have you done this? And we don't have to pay it.
It's there. It's there.
And so I'm encouraging you at a minimum, download the app. And I wish I had a link so I can get paid for this, but it's free. So you can't get commission on free, but ChatGPT, that's how we started. And I'm encouraging everyone to be a part and get ahead of this thing. As we round the curve here for the end, everybody has a Google persona of all I do. Airplanes, former pro basketball player, reality TV. When you Google me, this is what come up.
So fly.
I'm known as a musician.
Yes.
And so if I have a nugget to share with somebody as it relates to my profession, 35 years, gold records, platinum records, stellar dub, all that stuff. These girls helped me do it. I would say, just be yourself.
Yes.
Because everybody else is already taken.
Yep.
That's the advice I have for you. In your niche, publicity, marketing, what is the it? How do you know if something is a hit? What is the making of a hit? What makes somebody go number one? And and what was the biggest hit of your career that you worked on, both of y'all? What was the person and what was the song? The biggest thing that you ever worked on in your career?
I think authenticity first.
Mm-hmm.
That makes, I don't know if that's a hit, but that makes the artist.
Okay.
Authenticity. There are many ways to identify or define a hit.
Mm-hmm.
I always use the example of whoop, there it is. It's simple.
Whoop, there it is.
A hit is not, it doesn't have 5,468 lyrics.
Wow.
So, there are different ways to measure a hit.
Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest hit, probably EMI days. I Need You Now. Never Seen the Righteous. Donald Lawrence, Tri-City Singers.
Oh my God.
Those are songs we got tired of hearing.
Never.
I would say those are the biggest career hits.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
it make to be a hit? And what was the biggest one you worked with?
Oh my gosh. For me, I always say, because I get asked this question, and I always say it starts with the song.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with the song. I've worked some amazing songs in the past, from We Fall Down, I Need You to Survive. I think the biggest I've worked was Never Would Have Made It, Bishop Marvin Sapp.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a song that wasn't even going to make the album. And one of the reasons, and Melinda, his wife who passed, encouraged Marvin to put this song on the album. And then it became the Never Would Have Made It. I think it was 51 weeks at number one and bananas. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I say about the big hits that I've had the pleasure of being a part of is they were always an answer to what was happening in the earth at that time.
Mm.
We Fall Down was Reverend Jesse Jackson's Love Child.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That was We Fall Down. Okay, Jesse Jackson had a love child. Even with I Need You Now, we were in the Afghanistan war. With Never Would Have Made It, we were in the housing market crash.
Got it.
We've had some really big songs that really, and there was a breathing that happened on that song that the timing was right when it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I just always believe it starts with the song, because even today we've got a lot of music in the space, but not a lot of it's good. And I'm over here yelling at people like, what about your pen? Mentor some people, so young people coming up, so their pens are good, you know? But when you have, like, Smokie's pen is just, to me, unmatched. Percy Beatty's pen is unmatched.
Oh my God. I got to get Percy in here on the podcast. You talk about some hits.
Oh gosh.
Percy, where you at?
Hitman.
Hitman, not only in gospel, but he's written R&B hits, you know? I mean, there's something about that song and then the timing of that song.
Yeah.
And we've gotten away from really writing from a place that we've, in gospel in particular, where we've been in God's face and he breathes the word. Now it's just, we just trying to find a bot.
Trying to write a hit. Don't write a hit.
We're trying to come up with a formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because you really can't really tell what's going to be a hit, you know. And we'll end with this. I got to give this story because I got the personnel here to share it with. I leave the NBA, become a dog catcher for 5 years.
Come on, dog catcher.
I wasn't even a good dog catcher. I got to catch 12 dogs a day to keep my job. I got 8 dogs in the truck at 3:00. I'm struggling.
You looking for dogs?
Somebody about to get their dog stole.
Out here trying to borrow dogs.
How you go from a pro basketball career to catching dogs? Talk about a comma. That wasn't a comma. That was a slash. That wasn't no.
That's hilarious.
And so I go from catching dogs to working in the music store to putting together a home studio to doing my own recording that got picked up. And Matty Moss Clark heard it and brought me on to the program at the Memphis Church of God in Christ Convention. There's a company in Nashville that happens to be there scouting. They hear me play on the concert. They say, come to Nashville. We'd like to have you open up a black division of our white company. You come in as an instrumental artist, and the president, you discover some other artists. First artist I signed, Yolanda Adams. And we blew up. I mean, we got big. I mean, Yolanda came in as a 3rd grade school teacher. I had her write a letter so she'd get off from work for 3 weeks to come into the studio. To her principal. She came in, the record blew up, she never went back to the school. I mean, I got all these testimonies. And so people would begin to call and say, oh, Tank, you need to sign me. I got a hit. I got somebody, you know. And there was this little young guy that met me at the Gospel Music Workshop of America. And he was about this tall, and he acted like he had just drunk a whole 6-pack of 5-hour energy drink. Oh my. Tank, I want you to hear the song. His name is Kirk Franklin. And Kirk comes up, goes, Tank, I know you work with my girl, Yolanda. I got a song for you. I said, Kirk, you know, I'm busy. We got this luncheon to do, GMWA. Kirk, I got my box. I want you to hear it. So he pulled me off into the corner of this exhibition hall, and young Kirk Franklin hits the button on this song. And it comes on, someone asked a question. Someone asked a question. Why do we sing? Why do we sing? I said, Kirk, that's a great song. Do you have the version of the real song? Because I know this is just a practice tape where you're teaching the choir the song. He goes, no, Tank, that's what I want to. That's what I want to do. I say it, then they sing it. I say it, then they sing it. And I never forget this. I never forget this. I said, that were never said.
Like what?
That would never sell.
Oh my goodness.
20 million albums later. Yeah. I'm like, what was you thinking? So that was the biggest song that I never got a chance to work on. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And you know something? I helped Kirk Franklin become who he is. Because you can't become who Kirk Franklin is without some doors slammed in your face. Yeah. And so I was the one that slammed the door. And he won't let me forget it because he'll see me somewhere. Someone asked a question. But hey, it's all good. Yeah. And we all got the next album coming. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Thank you, girls, for joining us on the podcast. Listen, make sure you subscribe, you share, and you comment. And help us blow this thing up and get the word out about the pivot and the next comma. And maybe one day you'll be sitting on the couch chatting with the Tank on Full Tank Podcast. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. You are enjoying the Full Tank Podcast, sponsored in part by Faith Words. Want a taste of my best-selling book, The Full Tank Life? Go to thefulltanklife.com and pull down a free sample chapter and order the book.
Today, my friend Ben Tankard has become known as the Godfather of gospel jazz. He sold millions of albums, pastors a church, travels the world sharing his music. Like with Ben, God is working behind the scenes, lining up what you need.
Please listen carefully.